Bring a MonetaryMacro.com, their CIO, Joseph Wang. Joe, you know, there isn't a single product I can think of in America that's not made with more foreign parts than a 787. So if Boeing is saying things are going to be okay, should we be as anxious as we are when it comes to these tariffs?
Well, first off, this is a really good point. I think the market is a bit too anxious about tariffs. Now, to be clear, big things are happening and the market should be a little bit upset. But let's take a step back, right? We had tariffs from Trump first term, Biden continued them, and they were okay. Now, take a look around the world. China, massive tariffs, and look what happened to them. Massive industrial economy, manufacturing economy, literally lifting hundreds of millions of people out of poverty, right? So tariffs can have a good outcome as well. So the market isn't pricing that. Now, one thing I note, though, is that if you look at American manufacturing, it's been hollowed out. The labor force participation rate for people, young men, prime age, without a college degree, has fallen by 10 percentage points over the past few decades.
Right.
What we're doing right now is not working. We're leaving too many people behind.
By the way, that dovetails, that young men's crisis dovetails with the fentanyl crisis, which is also part of the North American tariff plan. Also, let's stop having these drugs pour in, but also let's rebuild those industrial cities where these young men had a future, had dreams and hopes, and had fathers who worked there. You know, you just brought up the Trump 1.0 tariffs. I don't know that people realize that they never went away. In fact, Biden hiked some of them. So far, coming into the year, $264 billion America has taken in from tariffs, and only $89 billion was from Trump. Biden got $175 billion of it. So the idea that they're so far-fetched, we've had them since the 1700s. To your point, there will be a sort of shock to the system. By the same token, if they went on for a while, one firm said we could make $250 billion a year from them. So there is the money aspect of this. Let me talk to you about the inflationary part of this, right? Is it going to add to inflation? Because you think the Fed's going to over-tighten, right?
Yeah, the inflation part, it's a little bit of a scare picture. It's possible, but remember, the first time we had tariffs, it wasn't inflationary, right? CPI back then, around 2%. Now, it's really complicated. There are currency impacts, substitution impacts, so I wouldn't really worry about that. And it's really possible that the Fed is going to
because consumers are concerned about it. This is the New York Fed. This is a little better than the Michigan survey, which is very political. Yeah. You can see the red line moving up. There's a little anxiety out there. Sometimes Jay Powell worries that if people believe it, there will be inflation. There might be inflation, sort of a self-fulfilling thing. Are you buying that?
So tariffs could have a one-time impact on the level of price, so prices could be higher, but inflation is the rate of change. It's something different. And I think consumers are confused a little bit about that.
You say this could be like 2018, what we're living in right now, and I think that's a very valid point. We only have 30 seconds to go, but we're going to pull up that 2018 chart because that's, of course, President Trump, tariffs, the unknown, a lot of negative stories. The market swooned a little bit, but we came back pretty good.
I think that's the playbook right now. We see the market swooning. And at the end of the day, there is no Trump put, as Treasury Secretary Besson told us, but there is definitely a Fed put. The Fed has their mandate, full employment price stability. And as that stock market drops, the Fed put is going to come in. They're going to be worried about growth. They're going to be worried about employment. And that's going to cause, I think, another U-turn in the stock market. So I'm waiting for that Fed put. When it comes out, I think that's when I would get into the market.
All right, maybe we'll get some inkling of it later on in about a few minutes. Joe, thank you very much.